When you step outside your front door, what do you see? Hopefully not lava or a villa. But if you are in any part of 21 countries around the world, what you're standing on may be older than Christ. The Romans were masters of engineering, building aqueducts, temples, roads, and even toilets that could put modern conveniences to shame, and how the Roman Empire can still be seen in satellite images of our world today. The earliest road engineers would likely have to get out their theodolites and start surveying the land. Major highways used by the military would need to be wider to accommodate large groups of soldiers marching together. We've already mentioned the Via Appia, one of the oldest paved roads in Europe, which still sees thousands of cars every day. This road is unique because it was built by the Nabatean Arabs in the 3rd century BCE. The country of Tunisia has a staggering 200 miles of Roman roads still intact. While it might seem hard to believe, Roman roads can still be found as far away as the Middle East and Asia. For example, you can find parts of a Roman road near the ancient Syrian city of The road in question is the Via Maris, or Road of the Sea, which ran along the Mediterranean coast from Egypt to Mesopotamia. The exact route of the Via Maris is not known, but it is believed to have passed through several important cities in ancient Canaan, including Jaffa. In fact, the Bible mentions the Via Maris several times. It was used by the Israelites during their exodus from Egypt and was later traveled by Kings David and Solomon. In fact, we don't have to leave the nation's capital to find one. The Capitolosaurus Road, now known as M Street, is a paved road that runs through Washington, D.C. The road was originally built in the early 1700s and followed the route of a Roman road that was used by the Lappi tribe. The Lappi were a Native American tribe that lived in the area before the arrival of European colonists. Today, parts of the Capitolosaurus Road can still be seen in Washington, D.C. When the Romans conquered Israel, they built a road along the coast that followed much of the Via Maris route. Many of the roads that we use today were originally built by the Romans, and their legacy can still be seen in the foundations of our modern roads. Now it's time to hear from you. Have you ever walked on a Roman road without realizing it? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. See you next time. Today, you can still see parts of this road near the Israeli city of Tel Aviv. This particular stretch of road connected the city to the Roman garrison at Imasa, which was built in the 2nd century AD to protect the trade route to India. The Romans first invaded Britain in the 1st century AD and quickly began to build roads to help them control the province. One of the most famous Roman roads in Britain is the Watling Street, which ran from Dover to the city of Rome. The street was used by the Romans to move troops and supplies, but it also played an important role in the local economy. Traders used the street to transport goods such as grain, wine, and textiles. Today, parts of Watling Street can still be seen in the English countryside. Parts of the road are still visible today, such as a bridge over a dry riverbed and a section that runs through a village. Like Watling Street, the fosseway was used by the Romans to move troops and supplies. In fact, many of the roads that connect Germany's major cities were originally built by the Romans. One of the most important Roman roads in Germany is the Via, which ran from the North Sea to the Black Sea. The Via Dvana was an important trade route, and the Romans built roads to help facilitate the movement of goods. Today, parts of the Via Dvana can still be seen in Germany. However, it also served as a boundary between Roman Britain and the tribal lands of the Britons. Today, parts of the Fosse Way can still be seen in England. The largest city in the country, Tunis, was known as Carthage during the Roman Empire. This particular road led to the ancient city of Persepolis, which was the capital of the Achaemenid Empire in the 6th century BC. When Alexander the Great conquered the Persian Empire, he renamed it to Persepolis in his own honor. But after his death, the city was sacked and burned to the ground. The Roman road leading to the city was damaged during the siege, but was later repaired. Today you can still see parts of the road near the modern city of Shiraz. It was founded in the 9th century BC by Phoenician sailors, but was destroyed by the Romans in the 3rd century BC after a long and bloody war. The victorious Romans would build a new city on the site of the old, complete with roads and a road system that extended to other parts of the empire. Though most of these roads are located in southern Tunisia, you can still see parts of them near the capital of Tunis today. Some sections are in great shape, while others have been reduced to little more than a goat path. However, preservation efforts are underway to restore them to their former glory. By the time the Roman Empire came along, the Nabateans had already been trading in the area for centuries. But when Rome conquered Jordan in 106 AD, the new conquerors needed a way to transport goods from the capital to the port of Rome. That's why the Romans resurfaced the road with stone and added milestones to let travelers know how far they'd gone. After the fall of the Western Roman Empire, the road was largely abandoned, but it was rediscovered in the early 20th century and restored by the British military. Today, the road is a popular tourist attraction, but there are many others. The Via Cassia, another road that runs through Rome, was built in the 3rd century BC and connected the city to the northern Italian city of Milan. Today, a portion of the Via Cassia is part of Italy's A1 highway. The Via Flaminia, which connected Rome to Florence, is another road that is still partly in use today. In fact, parts of this route are among the oldest paved roads in central Italy. Many of these roads aren't just used for cars and trucks, but are popular cycling routes as well. To further improve the quality of roads, the Romans would periodically resurface them by adding more stone and gravel. In fact, regular maintenance was key to ensuring that Roman roads remained safe for travelers. Most roads were flanked by 2 ditches on either side to help with water drainage and to keep pedestrians and animals off the road itself. Markers and milestones were also placed along the roads to tell travelers where they were and how far they had left to go. Even road signs were used throughout the empire, although they only told drivers they were on the right road. The Romans didn't use fancy tools like GPS to plot their roads. Instead, they had some tricks up their sleeves. One way of making sure that roads were straight was to use 2 people and a staff. Each person would hold the staff vertically with one hand and use the other to look down it like a telescope. If they could see the tip of the staff, then they knew it was straight. Then they would plant a marker at the end of the line and move on until they hit their destination. They created more than just structures. They constructed a system of roads and highways that crisscrossed their empire from Hadrian's Wall in Britain to Jaffa in Israel. And the crazy thing is these roads still exist today. Roman roads are still under your feet today. In fact, most of Europe's major cities are connected by an ancient network of roadways that was first formed during the Roman Empire, a civilization that fell apart before the year 476 AD. This was especially important for long stretches of road, so that they wouldn't warp or buckle. Workers would dig up the top layer of soil and lay stones instead. These were typically too big to roll, so workers would simply drag them into place. Once the base was set, it was time to add a middle layer made of smaller stones or gravel. These would help drain water away from the road surface and prevent weeds from sprouting through cracks. Finally, the Romans would fill in the road with small pebbles and compact them down using a heavy tool called a road roller. When done right, the result was a road so smooth that Emperor Nero compared driving on them to skating. In this episode, we'll look at how Rome built its roads, which routes are still used in modern times. The next step in construction was to lay the foundation. Of course, not all roads were made equal. It is a testament to the high quality of Roman roads that many of them are still in use today. If you travel to Amman, Jordan, you can find a 30-mile stretch of road connecting the capital to the Azraq oasis. Now, let's head over to Africa, where you can still find remnants of Roman roads in Morocco and Tunisia. But where else can you find the legacy of Roman roads today? We'll tell you right after. Further east, you can find the ruins of a Roman road near the modern-day Iranian city of Shir. Perhaps the most impressive example of a Roman road that still exists today can be found in Israel. Some of the most fascinating examples of Roman roads that still exist today can be found in Great Britain. Another famous Roman road in Britain is the Fosseway, which ran from the city of Lincoln to the city of Bath. Roman roads are still used in parts of Germany as well. And finally, we head back to the United States for our last example of a Roman road that still exists today. The Romans were truly masters of engineering, and their roads are a testament to their skill.